The comment came out casually, like a joke no one was supposed to question. We were standing near the reception tables of my stepdaughter's wedding when she laughed and said, "He's nobody. At least I still remember his name." She was smiling when she said it, not nervous, not embarrassed, comfortable. She looked directly at me, not past me, not around me, straight at me. The room didn't react the way people imagine rooms react. No gasps, no outrage, just a brief, awkward pause, and then the noise returned. Silverware clinked. Someone laughed too loudly. The DJ tested his mic, producing a sharp squeal that felt louder than it should have been. I didn't move. Years of porking financial investigations had taught me how to keep my face calm, even when something inside you twists hard. I felt it in my chest, that familiar tightening that comes from swallowing too much for too long. She turned away immediately, like her job was done. "And this," she announced brightly, "is my real dad." The man stepped forward, wearing confidence like it was tailored for him. Dark suit, polished shoes, a smile practiced enough to look natural. He didn't look dangerous. Men like that never do. They look reliable. They smell like aftershave. They shake hands like they belong. My wife stood beside our daughter, hands clasped tightly, eyes already asking me not to react. So I did what I'd always done. I stayed quiet. I told myself it wasn't the place, that weddings weren't for truth, that dignity meant restraint. But then I noticed the groom's father across the room the moment he saw me. His expression changed, not surprise. Recognition, recognition. His mouth opened and then stopped, like the word he was about to say didn't belong in public. The color drained from his face. That's when I knew something was wrong. The whole wire, a few minutes later. My wife touched my arm and asked me to step aside just for a second. Her smile was too tight. Her grip was too firm. The man, her ex, followed us suddenly friendly. "Hey, buddy," he said. Like familiarity could be claimed by tone alone. The hallway smelled like cleaning spray and old carpet. The music from the reception faded, pinned to a muffled echo. My wife pulled a thin folder from her purse. "Just paperwork," she said. "Nothing serious. Just something temporary." I opened it. The language was polite. The intent was not. Authority over accounts. Access to credit. No expiration. A signature line waiting for someone who trusted to wisely. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't accuse. I simply closed the folder. "This doesn't belong at a wedding," I said. That's when the groom's father stepped into the hallway. He didn't whisper, "If that man is involved in anything financial tied to my family," he said calmly, "this celebration stops right now." Silence fell like a dropped curtain. He read the document once, then again. His jaw tightened. "This ends here," he said. The Mayan teeth. The music cut off mid-song. Every head turned. Standing in front of the room, the groom's father held the microphone, like someone who knew how to use it. "Tonight is about family," he said. "And sometimes protecting family means stopping things before they do real damage." He said my name. I didn't want to step forward. Every instinct told me to stay small. But something steadier moved me anyway. He told them what I'd done years ago, quietly, without credit. How I'd prevented people from losing more than money. Dad, then he held up the folder. "This he said, does not belong here. Security appeared, not dramatic. Just present. The confident man wasn't smiling anymore. When they asked him to step outside, he didn't argue. He didn't look at me as he passed. He didn't need to. AFTA. There was no applause, no cheering, just a room slowly remembering how to breathe. My stepdaughter looked at me differently now. Not proudly, not kindly, but clearly. My wife apologized later. Not loudly, not defensively, just honestly. I shouldn't have let you stand alone, she said. She was right. I left early, sat in a quiet diner off the highway, drank beer, coffee, let my hands stop shaking. I didn't feel victorious. I felt tired. Not the tired you sleep off. The tired that comes from holding your breath for years and finally letting it go. He learned something that night. Silence isn't weakness, but silence without boundaries becomes permission. Respect isn't something you wait for. It's something you stop giving away. And sometimes the strongest moment in a man's life isn't when he speaks loudly. It's when he finally chooses not to sign.